Have you ever seen the tailgate lights that go between the tailgate and the bumper on a pickup truck? Well, in this video, I'm going to install a set to a 2020 Ram 3500. Picked these up on Amazon, and they weren't too expensive, and they came with a little plug, so I'm going to plug it into the trailer, the 4-prong trailer plug, and let's test it out and see what they look like. They said they were sequential turn signals, so I want to see how that looks. So we put the left on, and split second later, the left one starts blinking sequential. Split second, the right one starts blinking sequential. So now we have the tail light. And let's see, the brake light works. So everything seems to work. There's also a reverse, but that's a separate wire, and we'll check that in just a moment. There's the hazard. So I'm going to wire this permanently, so I still have my 4-prong. So it came with a little adapter here that plugs into the harness of the light kit, and on the other end of this adapter is just raw wires that I will wire into the truck permanently. So I'm going to go underneath and release my trailer plug-ins here. There's 2 little tabs, one on each side, and those are spring-loaded. Just press in on each one, and your socket will push out from the outside, just like this. Okay, once I get both tabs pressed in, I'll go back out to the bumper side, and I found it easier to turn it sideways to pull it out, and there's quite a bit extra wire, which I will need. You can see the 2 tabs here that are holding the harness socket in place, and I'm going to remove this wire wrap, or this wire loom, from the wires and expose all of my wires. And I need to determine which wires I'm going to use and cut those in half. Now, some of the wires have the same color as the wiring harness, so I'm going to double check those and make sure that I have the left going to the left, and I don't want the right going to the left, or the brake light to the tail light. So I verified that, and then I'm going to splice the wires into my original truck wiring harness. So I'm stripping the wires back right now, and I'll start with just a couple wires, and I'm going to use these weatherproof butt splicers here and crimp those onto the wiring harness of the truck. And then I can take my tailgate lights, twist them together with the other side of the wires going to the truck, and slide those into the butt splice here and crimp them. And I'm going to go through all of my wires and do the same thing and just verify which ones go. Give it a little tug, make sure. But I want to make sure that the wires on the tailgate light go with the wires on the truck. There is a diagram on the cap of the truck that shows where all the connections go, so that's how I verified which ones go to where. So I just strip the wires back again, and the different wire sizes will use a different size butt splice, but it's basically the same thing. Slide it in and crimp the butt splice, and then twist the 2 wires together and put that in the butt splice and crimp that as well. Now, as I mentioned earlier, these are watertight or weatherproof butt splices. Once I get all of them crimped together, what I'll do is take a heat gun and heat them up so that it shrinks down around the wire, and it's supposed to be watertight, but in the interest of being 100% sure, I've got a little trick I'm gonna use once I get all of my butt splices heat shrinked up, and I'll show you that here in just a moment. So on this is the reverse light here. So what I'm going to do is extend that a little bit longer. So I've got a piece of red wire, and I will crimp that on the other end later. That's just going to extend it to the extra piece that's on the tailgate lights. So all my wires together, I can now run the heat gun and shrink the ends of the butt splices, supposedly making them watertight. Just run the heat gun around all the corners, all the edges, until it shrinks up. And seals off the wire ends. Okay, now that I have all of the butt splices shrinked up, I'm going to use some Scotch moisture sealing electrical tape. And with this, you just stretch it out and it'll form a rubber seal around the butt splices. Then I'm going to use some more wire cover or wire loom, and that's just to protect my wires from abrasion, any scuffs, if it's rubbing up against the inside of the bumper. And I run that all the way down all my bare wires just to protect it. I've got a larger piece here that I can put over top of all my butt splices and the bigger piece of wiring harness. And I picked this up, I believe, on Amazon. You can get that in any hardware store as well. There's several different sizes that you can choose from, and you just push the wire in. It's split on one side, and it leaves a nice protective cover on. Once I've got all my wire cover on, I'll slide my wire back through the hole in the bumper. And then I can take my plug and slide it back in, and it should push in and snap right into place. And there we go. So this is what I have hanging out the bottom of the bumper at this point, ready to plug into my lights. So I'm going to get my lights ready to adhere to the truck, and I'm going to use some alcohol just to remove any wax, grease, clean it up, make sure that the lights adhere good to the truck. So I wipe down all the area where the light's going to hang, and there's a little piece here. This is for the spare tire. So I'm going to remove that so that my lights sit flat and it just snaps into place. So I'm going to remove that because I'm going to be covering it, and just hope that I don't get a flat. If I do, I can peel the lights back and remove it. Now I'm going to wrap the wiring harness that is connected to the lights with my wire wrap. Make sure everything is covered. And then I'm going to use a heat gun to heat up the area where I'm going to put the lights, because it's just a double-sided tape basically that's holding this into place. It's a weatherproof tape, and it's a little chilly, so I'm going to go ahead and heat up the weatherproof tape. I've heated it up inside, so this is where it's going to end up, centered of the truck. So I'll start peeling back the tape, and I know where my starting point is, so I'll start right there and stick that on. I'm going to go slightly above the bumper. Now I've removed the tailgate to make this easier. I have a video. I'll put the link in for the removal of the tailgate. There's a little tip that you can use to remove the tailgate easier. And I'm going to go all the way across and press the adhesive on. Once I get it all on straight, I'll use the heat gun and heat up the adhesive and press it in to place a little bit more, just making sure it stays where it should. All right, all the way over to the other side. Now that I've got it stuck on the truck pretty good, I'm going to take the wires and feed it down through the bumper to meet the other end that I spliced in earlier in this video. All right, once I get the wire through the bumper, there's still one wire left that I need to connect. That's the reverse light, so I'll plug the two connectors together. And you can see this is the extension I added to the truck. So I'll cut that to length, strip the wires, and then I'll use a butt splice for that. If you want to remove this, you can use a pluggable connector here. Get it crimped together, give it a little tug, and then heat up my butt splice so that it shrinks up, seals it off, and I can add a little tape to it if I feel I need to. So underneath, I'm going to wind up the excess wire, and I've got a few zip ties. I'll zip tie it into place to keep it from falling down. Once I get all the wire from across the bumper zip tied up, we'll go out and have a look at how the lights look with the tailgate on. So here we go. We got a right turn. There's a small delay from when the factory lights go on to when the tailgate lights go on. Here we have the running lights. Let's take a look at the brake lights. Brake lights are nice and bright. All right, let's take a look at the reverse lights. There's a whole line of white LEDs for the reverse light. That'll help at night when backing up with the reverse camera. So there we go. So that's how you install a tailgate light to a 2020 Ram 3500. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. I'm How To Bob. Thanks for watching.